In the headlines, 8 people killed, many injured as bandits abduct scores of people in Zamfara. Ogoro youth, former Speaker Yakubu Dogara on collision course over security threat. COVID-19 cases on the rise as NCDC calls for strict adherence to prevention protocols. And on the foreign scene, Yemen's Houthi rebels announced temporary resumption of UN flights to Sana'a. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Now the news in detail. At least 8 people were killed and many others injured by bandits who invaded several communities in Gusau local government area of Zamfara State last Sunday. Reports say unspecified number of women and children were abducted by the bandits at different communities close to Gusau, the state capital. The affected communities are Geba, Tsakua, Gidankada, Gidankaura, among others. Meanwhile, reacting to the report, the State Commissioner for Information, Ibrahim Dosara, however, admitted that the bandits attacked only one community and no death recorded from the attack, while 3 persons were injured and security operatives have been deployed to the affected community to restore peace and order. The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, in Zamfara State on Monday intercepted 2 cattle rustling kingpins identified as Hussaini and Abubakar Altini at a motor park at Zamfara State Mass Transit in Gusau. The spokesman of the NSCDC, Oche Iko, who disclosed this, said the suspects were arrested by the patrol team of the Corps alongside their brother on board a bus to Taraba State to link up with friends and some family members who had earlier travelled to the state. One of the suspects, Hussaini Altini, who hails from Agama Lafia village in Gusau local government area of the state, had participated in several cattle rustle activities in 4 villages where they killed at least 6 people. He said their meeting point is Gusami in Birnin Magaji local government area. Meanwhile, at least 7 persons have reportedly lost their lives in a boat mishap in Ziyiri village, Shiroro local government area of Niger State. The spokesman for Coalition of Siroro Association, Salis Sabu, confirmed the incident, noting that the incident happened when the villagers were traveling to Nawetu, a neighboring village in the hinterland, for a naming ceremony on Sunday. According to reports, those killed include husband, identified as Ma'azu Babangida, 2 of his wives, and his eldest son. Sabu attributed the construction of the Zungeru Dam as a challenge for people to travel between 2 villages, adding that the corpse of one of the victims is yet to be recovered from the water since Sunday, and called on the Hydropower Producing Areas Development Commission to, as a matter of urgency, provide safety measures. Mwari youth and former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, are on a collision course over a letter written to the Inspector General of Police by the former Speaker on strong security threat in the community of Ogoro local government area of Bauchi State. The youth made the statement while addressing journalists at a press briefing in Bauchi. Trust TV's Adamu Imam completes the story.
The leader of the youth, Iswa Samaila, has refuted the action of the former Speaker Dogara representing Ogoro, the Tafawa Balewa federal constituency, which they said the claims in the letter was untrue.
If there are support from Dogara, we thought it's a welcome development because the honor is for the entire Sayawa, not only for Babangoto alone. That is why we all agreed not to allow our relationship to be destroyed with our local government, the state, and up to the federal level. Our Baba is a peace builder. We need unity. We need peace.
One of the youth group, while responding to some questions whether they informed the security in the state for the proposed event to honor one of their grandfather, late Peter Babogonto, he further explained.
If there was a letter to him, and we have a letter as a chief secretary of Ogoro local government, it should be Honorable Ilya Habila Lydia, of which they have sat down with the Inspector of Police, They have sat down with the Commissioner of Police. They have even sat down with the DPO of the local government about this issue, and it was being granted. That is why we are here. Anybody that comes with the rumor that this will not even hold, the chief security has given us a guarantee, and even in Dogara, I know his aim is to see that the thing was being conveyed in a very good way.
They also maintain that there are peace-loving youth in the area. Moreover, they will go ahead with their planned event despite all odds. They, however, lamented that Yakubu Dogara, as a prominent son of the area, should support them instead of opposing Mwari people in Bogoro Area Council. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
A professor of educational psychology, Mohammed Enchi, is asking the Zamfara State government to reopen schools at the local government headquarters and Gusau metropolis to enable students to resume learning and have quality education. He said the continuous shutting down of schools in the state would mean breeding insecurity. That would hamper a brighter future for the youth and Zamfara State in general. Professor Enchi made the call while speaking exclusively to Trust TV News in Gusau, the Zamfara State capital, over the 3 months closure of schools due to the activities of bandits. The report.
Quality education is one of the prerequisites of any national development, as it will empower the citizen to contribute their quota to economic growth. It is against this background that Professor Mohammed Enchi is expressing concern over the continued closure of schools as a result of the security challenges bedeviling Zamfara State. He wants the state government to reopen the public and private schools at the local government headquarters and Gusau, the state capital, so that students can resume learning, especially the final year students who are supposed to be preparing for their West African Examination Council (WAEC) and National Examination Council (NECO).
Period of time. Long closure of schools is a breeding ground of insecurity. So the problem we have in Zamfara is that the SS3 students for now have only 3 months to write WAEC. What are they going to write? They cannot write anything. And while we are pleading with state government to please open the schools, FCET Model Primary School and Secondary School is open. Command Police College in Gusau is opened. Federal Girls College Gusau is open. So at least the blue areas should be open. That is the schools in local government headquarters where there is no trouble. So that we have something at hand instead of having nothing. Let them open the schools.
Professor Enchi believed the continued closures of schools in the state will entail breeding future insecurity, which the state and the country at large cannot address. This explains why the state government needs to consider the option of lifting the closures of the schools and putting in place security measures to protect the students and staff.
For the future, that we are not only to remain where we are in terms of education ladder of the country, we are going to be backward. Nobody in this country, elite like me, that is not aware of our own stand in terms of Western education in the northern Nigeria. We are all aware of what is happening. So I want to be a step backward to that. Not only that, those of us who are in the state will not see rest because the poor, the children of the people are not educated. So we cannot see peace. Even at local government and state, we cannot see peace as long as these children are not trained. They don't have what to eat. People are having problems of this insecurity in Zamfara State. We know the government is trying. I'm not blaming government for anything. We are pleading to them to please come to rescue by talking. Nobody is saying anything in Zamfara State. The Commissioner of Education should come out and talk to us. SA Education should come to us. We don't expect the governor to talk to. The governor is one person. There are many problems there. He needs some people to prompt him. He needs some people to advise him. He needs some people to inform him what is happening. Maybe he doesn't know that it meant 4 months for the children to ride white, and they're still at home.
It will be recalled that since the adoption of 279 students from the government girls' science secondary school, Jangebe, on 26 February, and that of Bakura College of Agriculture and Animal Science on 15 August by suspected bandits, both schools have remained closed.
The Deputy Governor of Zamfara State, Mahadi Gusau, has described as embarrassing Appalling and highly condemnable, the invasion of the venue of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) State Congress by suspected political thugs. The Deputy Governor is reacting to the disruption of the State Party Congress, which forced delegates to relocate to a military facility to conduct the election. The report.
The State Congress of the People Democratic Party (PDP) in Zamfara State had earlier suffered a setback because suspected political thugs stormed the venue of the exercise, destroying materials including vehicles. This development did not deter the PDP stalwarts and delegates from holding the State Congress of the party as scheduled, as they relocated to the Command Guest Inn where it conducted the exercise. The leader of the party in Zamfara State, who is the Deputy Governor, Mahadi Gusau, is not pleased with the development but said with the successful election of new executives of the PDP in the state, the party is now poised to play its leading role as a major opposition political party to ensure the government deliver on the promises made to the people of the state.
I think I'm very, very surprised because as you recall, this year, June 29th, His Excellency Dr. Bello Matola Muraden left to PDP for APC. And in one of his remarks and statements, he's always bragged about PDP being empty. PDP has taken all the ESCO members, everybody has followed him. A lot of the senators and former ministers, all of them went on board. And he left me, the Deputy Governor, with only a few people, and were able to rebuild the party from the ground up. I'm surprised and appalled by the reaction that I saw today. I heard that about 50 thugs came with machetes and burnt the location where we're about to have our state congress. And this location is actually a private residence. So I don't know how we're supposed to feel safe in Gusau metropolis, and if this is the kind of security we can expect from the city of Gusau. I wonder what the people are experiencing in the rural areas. So I think this is a big issue that I think His Excellency, I'm calling out to him to come and apologize or point out the people who are responsible for these atrocities. If not, we hold him complicit in this act, and it will not be taken. Because I think internationally everyone needs to know that Zamfara is not allowed to have opposition, which is mind-boggling. I'm surprised. If I'm just a deputy governor and I'm able to organize this, why are you threatened? I'm actually embarrassed at some point.
The newly elected state chairman of the party, formerly chief of staff to the incumbent governor of Zamfara State, Bala Mohammed Bala Mande, promised to carry all stakeholders of the PDP along to ensure unity, peace, and strong political party to rescue people of the state.
So that even members of the other party will admire our focus, our unity and strength, and will be lured by our works to join our party. And we leave our party with open doors. They are welcome.
About 1,187 delegates participated in Zamfara State Congress of the party, conducted in the presence of security agencies, representatives of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), and journalists.
Meanwhile, the Zamfara State chapter of the All Progressives Congress (APC), loyal to former governor of the state, Abdul Aziz Yari, has distanced itself from the alleged invasion of the venue of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) State Congress, describing the act as dastardly, undemocratic, uncivilized and barbaric in the 21st century. This is contained in a statement issued by the chairman of the Publicity Committee of the APC, loyal to Yari, Ibrahim Magaji. The statement said the faction under its chairman, Lawal Liman, condemned the act and also called on the police to launch a full-scale investigation into the incident to punish the perpetrators. Similarly, the APC, loyal to Senator Kabiru Marafa, described the attack as undemocratic against the opposition party. In a statement issued by the publicity secretary of the faction, Bello Bakiaswa, said it is on record that Senator Marafa is an advocate of the rule of law and principle of live and let others live from the testimonies of his uncountable public engagements as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the leading figure of APC in Zamfara State. You're watching Trust TV News Update. Coming up after the break. Gishiri, a suburb of Abuja where water vendors thrive. This and more after the break. Do stay with us.
Get latest updates on current topical issues and breaking news by downloading the Trust TV mobile app on your Android devices. Go online, click Google Play Store, search Trust TV, install the app, and get doses of unfiltered information on happenings all over the world in your pocket. Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Trust TV News Update. Let's take a look at some of our top stories. At least 8 people were killed and many others injured by bandits who invaded several communities in Gusau local government area of Zamfara State last Sunday. And Mari youth and former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, are on a collision course over a letter written to the Inspector General of Police by the former Speaker on strong security threat in the community of Ogoro, local government area of Bauchi State. And in other stories, Nigeria on Monday recorded 2 additional deaths and 859 fresh cases of COVID-19 across 13 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The Center for Disease Control, NCDC, stated this in an update shared on its Facebook page on Tuesday morning. According to the center, the new cases have increased Nigeria's infection toll to 238,420, while the fatality toll now stands at 3,024. The latest data shows that Lagos State, the epicenter of the disease, reported more than half of the new infections, with 555 cases as of Sunday. The number of active cases have increased to 21,989 as a result of the surge in infections, while the latest data shows a total of 212,770 people have been successfully treated and discharged in the country. Recent increases in the figures of new infections of COVID-19 is generating keen reactions from Nigerians. According to data gathered across the country by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, Nigeria now has a confirmed total of 238,420 cases since it reported its first case in February 2020. Of the cases confirmed, 212,770 people who initially tested positive have been discharged, and 324 deaths have been recorded in all 36 states and the FCT. However, some residents of Abuja expressed divergent opinions on the figures released by the NCDC.
What I can say is I don't believe in the numbers. I believe there's COVID-19 in Nigeria because I know 1 or 2 persons with COVID. But the numbers, I'm not convinced. I don't believe COVID-19 in Nigeria. I mean, they keep calling numbers every day. Even I listen to the news and even on radio, but I don't believe. Yes, I don't believe because there's no evidence showing that, okay, actually, we've not seen pictures from the hospital or the centers, we've not seen videos or nothing. So I feel there should be evidence actually backing up everything they're saying. There should be pictures or videos showing that really that people will go.
I think what is responsible, majorly we are not obeying or following the COVID-19 protocols. Understand? Okay, look at me myself. To be sincere, I have to be frank. I'm not wearing my mask. I just came out from my house. I'm going somewhere. I didn't put on my. So at least I'm prone to contact COVID-19 or whatever. I think government should be proactive in enforcing compliance to COVID protocols. I think that's the major thing we need to do.
Well, I know the health workers, they are trying their best to make sure that they reduce the number of figures that we are having. But to the best of my knowledge, many people are not complying with the COVID-19 protocol. For you to hear my voice now, that's why I dropped my face mask now. If you look at the number of people going around, they are not complying with that protocol of using the face mask. Number 2, some people, for the fear of unknown about what they are hearing, either in their religious setting, is what is keeping them fear of collecting the dose. I mean the vaccine. Like my humble self now, when they came to our area, we collected the dose and we are coming out for the second phase of it by January now. And another thing that I noticed is that many people doesn't know where to go and get that vaccine. It has not reached the grassroots.
I don't really know what to say because I don't know how to say it because I've not had coronavirus. I've not done any vaccination on it. So I don't know. First of all, we don't even know if there's coronavirus. Well, let me believe that there is, but I don't know. I've not seen anyone so far from it, any of my family members or anybody close to me. So I don't know what to really say about it.
Lots of people are now coming for the test. You know, NCDC has a stand in the hospital and it's free. You come, you do your testing. That's why we are getting more people that are positive. If you look at the statistics, at a time like 3 months ago, you know, you will see at times less than 100 in a day. These are not just mere figures. These are not mere figures because we in the hospital know and see what is happening, and we know it's real. That this is not just deja vu, that they're just quoting figures. Telling you now, I know a number of my staff that have tested positive. I know a lot of people I know that have tested positive. In fact, I made a mail to the DG of NCDC. We even need the rapid testing kits in our emergencies so that ab initio will test you to see if you are positive or you're negative. That will give us, protect both the staff and the patient himself or herself.
A fire has razed the headquarters of the Enugu State Broadcasting Service located at the Independence Layout near Agric Bank Junction on Tuesday, destroying some parts of the building. The general manager of the station, Chukuma Ogbonna, speaking to newsmen, lamented that the incident is occurring for the second time this year. Although the cause of the fire is yet to be ascertained, the inferno is said to have completely destroyed the newsroom and presenter's office. He said if not for the timely response of the State Fire Service, the entire station would have been gutted by fire. The Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, says arrangements have been concluded to sanction owners of 435 uncompleted and abandoned structures in the Federal Capital City, FCC, Abuja. This is contained in a statement signed by the FCTA Director of Land and Administration, Adamu Hussaini. Hussaini said the measure is aimed at ensuring adequate protection of lives and property in and around the 250 square kilometers of Abuja, adding that the sanction may include revocation of titles and advise the owners of such abandoned and uncompleted buildings within the city to swiftly work towards the completion of those buildings. According to him, such structures have become a source of security breach in the city, noting that the same fate may befall owners of about 600 undeveloped plots in the city, and emphasized that such undeveloped plots have remained an eyesore in Abuja. Water supply in the Federal Capital Territory is not adequate enough to cover all districts and satellite towns. One of such towns that experience water supply shortage is Gishiri. Residents of Gishiri, a suburb of the Federal Capital Territory, complain of water scarcity and increased price from water vendors. Trust TV's Nafisa Abdul Al visits the suburb to check on how the residents cope with the situation.
This is Gishiri, a suburb in the FCT, just a trackable distance away from Maitama district. This community lacks one of the most basic social amenities, water.
Really, we have been having that water challenges for a very long time for now. We always have the water just temporary. Like my house, I have a tap in my house, but it's not always that I see water. Sometimes it will take me 2-3 months before I will see water once in a while. But since it's a local vendor, I don't bother much. But from government, we are not achieving anything in this community. Primary health care, we don't have it. The only one primary health care we have here is not working. About 2 years ago, my wife lost her baby. Why? Because we don't have a standard medical care in this vicinity here. Where I went for antenatal and other things, we didn't get anything reasonable. So that's why I end up losing my child. Those are two things. Even the road, if you check as you are coming into this community, there's no road. In fact, I've been in this community for over 15 years, and I didn't see any government impact in this community. The only time we see them is when they are coming for election.
Yesterday, the last month for that Gishiri Road community, that 2 days no water because that road, that one motor wants cut to this pipe for this road. All those listen, so they just scratch all the pipes and then people have problem that time.
We don't usually get water during the daytime. They bring water at night when people have already gone to bed, and people are forced to buy water the next day from Mirua, and that is I think that is very, very bad. People pay for water, they pay for something they cannot make use of. And aside that, we have too many challenges in this community. Again, our lights here, we share lights in the sense that some people have today, others will not have, and the next day they will bring for other people, and then we have to pay the same amount you have been paying.
This business is not an easy one, because when there is water scarcity, we all suffer from it. We have to go to Mabushi and Jahi to fetch water. As a result, we have to increase the price of the water.
Apart from the obvious water scarcity, this community faces a whole lot of other challenges such as epileptic power supply, hike in electricity tariff, bad roads, security challenges, and the overall filthy condition of the environment. Nafisa Abdel-Al, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And on the foreign scene, Yemen's Houthi rebels say they have allowed the temporary resumption of United Nations flights into the airport in the capital, Sana'a, a week after a halt due to Saudi-led coalition air raids. Rebel-run Al Masirah television on Tuesday announced the resumption of the UN and other organization flights into Sana'a airport on a temporary basis. Meanwhile, the Houthis are accusing the Saudi-led coalition of preventing the entry of communication and navigation devices into Sana'a airport to replace the old ones. Yemen has been mired in conflict since 2014, when the Houthis seized much of the northern part of the country, including Sana'a, as the government fled. And that concludes the news update on Trust TV. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Thanks for watching.